it's driven by the market. You had a good year, you're about 50%, we're hoping to make $7,000 and climb up 4 more percent.
Can you, I'm sorry, can you start again, please?
No, it's not starting again.
Okay, all right, well, there's no sound, so,
So you started the year with $85,000, or I'm hoping you're gonna end about 92, $7,000 increase. And what I wanna do is flip to the last page, because this is where you have some influence. The state tells you most of what you can and can't do.
Right.
The one thing they don't tell you is how to spend your excess income. So we're gonna spend $21,000.
This is on page 9.
It's the very last page of this packet. 15,000 of it for apartment rehab, turnover. Who knows how many are really gonna happen and what each one will cost. The 15 might cover 2, it could cover 4. It depends what condition the units are in when you get in there and how often it happens. If you need to do more, then obviously do more. When you turn over a unit, you quite possibly will need an appliance or 2 for it, so we budgeted some money for that. It's a sideways page, it looks like this.
Yep.
And then we put some money in for maintenance administrative equipment if we need it. We are not anticipating any of this money being needed, but I'm sure between now and June 30th, there will be an empty unit or 2 that needs to be upgraded before it's re-rented. So there's money in there to take care of that. Even if we spend that 21,000, you'll still make the 7,000. And I think the state's gonna have to give you 57,000 this year.
Is that lower or higher than last year?
That's higher than last year. Not by a lot, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The state surprisingly was very generous to housing authorities. I think, a 5% bump up in these economic times with the uncertainty in Washington and so forth that's going on right now. I think a 5% increase was very good.
Yeah.
Getting back to what he said about legal, that we're not anticipating, any legal expenses. As you all know, we have had legal expenses here in the past, so you never know what could crop up to cause that number to go up to the 4,000. But I'm not, as I look out, and again, we're, the other thing to keep in mind is the fiscal year has already started. So we actually started July 1. So the guidelines just came out right after Labor Day. So we've got the benefit of almost 3 months in the books to see where we are, and we can adjust accordingly. And we haven't had any legal expenses so far this year, so that's a good omen for the rest of the year.
It's been a smooth first 3 months financially. No surprises at all. Nice. Good start. Do you have any questions?
You said that you anticipate some vacancies.
Yeah, something always comes up,
Is that,
people move out or.
Is that is there something, is there something?
There's 15,000 in there to maintain.
Outside of the reserve, not adding to the reserve,
Oh,
in the operating budget?
Yeah, there's 60,
Got it.
there's your maintenance staff for 60,000, material and supplies for 9,000, and contract costs for 36,000.
Part of
That would help take care of that, but I'm guessing there'll be something more than just having to come in and clean a unit on it. Some of them might be in really good condition, doesn't take much to flip them. Some of them might need more work. How long was the last person in there? Was it 3 years,
Right.
15 years?
And like you say, applying to something like that.
Exactly.
Yep.
What he's referring to is on page 2.
Yep.
About halfway down the page, under fiscal 2026 budget, you'll see account 4410, 4420, and 4430. That is the entire maintenance operation for the year, not including extraordinary maintenance. So, we're budgeting roughly $105,000 total for maintenance, not including the $15,000 for extraordinary.
And that doesn't include labor, does it?
That is including the labor.
It
The
does.
labor makes up 60 of it.
Okay.
So I think overall, based upon, where we've been over the past year and where we anticipate going, You know, I think it's a solid budget, I think it's a very workable budget, and I think it you know, it builds in any, you know, any uncertainties that may or may not happen.
Okay.
One last thing I didn't point out, management fee increased to 5%, that's the same amount the state said to increase the budget, so I just used that same percentage for the management fee.
Okay, that's standard.
Yeah, that's what they recommend. Anything more, I mean, you can't really afford it, you could give more, but I would encourage you to do more than 5%.
Right.
And I think they're happy with 5.
Yeah. Okay. No further questions from me. Is there any further questions from the board? No? You need a motion to approve?
Just need a motion to approve, yeah?
Yeah, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, so moved. Thank you. Appreciate your time coming out here.
While he's here, I always will ask him to go over the August 2025 financials, which begin on page 16 in your board packet, which is part of my management agent report. Just keep in mind that these numbers are, you know, based upon last year's budget, because we just approved this year's budget. It's going to go into EOHLC for approval. But if Dan just wanted to comment a little bit on the August numbers.
Okay.
So like you said, this is based on budgets from last year, but you notice things didn't change all that dramatically from last year's budget to this year's budget. If you go to page 17, you'll see the 61.4%, 3/4 of the way down.
Yeah.
That would be your reserve percentage if the year ended today. If we were August 31st year end, we would be at 61%, which is great. Like Paul was saying, you started off the year well. If you turn the page, you'll see how well. On page 18, if you go to the very bottom, you'll see that we're making $11,200 after 2 months. That's better than it really is. Group insurance only bills us quarterly, so we haven't paid our health insurance for 2 months. So that's probably $3 or $4 grand, but still would mean we're making $7 grand after 2 months. But think of the time of year, we should be doing well. There's not a lot of challenges this time of year. What's happening probably in September, we're turning on the heat system, firing up that kind of stuff. We'll see what happens then. And then heat season, you gotta maintain that equipment. You should spend more maintenance money in the winter. So it's good to start off this way. We got a cushion going forward.
Does that include also, like, when you call it maintenance, like snow plowing and all that stuff?
Yeah, but most of that stuff our staff does.
Yeah. We don't plow the street and stuff.
No, someone else does.
But we do all
Correct.
the walkways and stuff. Right. They do the easy, right, you have them to do the quick, easy part.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, so it's good that we started off ahead.
Well,
I'd be worried if we didn't, because we know we're gonna spend more
certainly,
in those 3 months.
certainly. And you don't know what kind of winter we're gonna have yet.
No, you never do.
No. So,
Do you need a motion on that, or is
I
that?
think so, do you?
I don't know.
That's up to you. I don't know.
That's incorporated into the budget.
It's in the budget.
Yeah.
Right. I have a contract here. My contract was just for 1 year, so I brought you guys a new contract for 2 years now. He's discussing whether he needs.
All of our agencies use Milne, Shore, and Robillard as our fee accountants. So this is just a new contract to keep Dan on board for the next 2 years. I mean, I could go for a motion on that.
Motion,
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's fine. Could I have a motion? and a
Yeah.
second?
yeah, and a motion to the contract for 2 years.
Yes.
Is there a
Second.
Huh?
Second.
Second? Is there a motion and a second?
I made a second.
Second.
It's a motion.
Yeah, I said, it, yeah. All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, so moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll get back to my office before you get to yours.
Yeah.
I'll check up on that certification.
Oh, good, yeah, that's fine.
I'll just send it again.
And again, just to remind the board, there's a budget certification page that you have to sign. I don't have that with me today. We don't have to, have the budget submitted until the end of October. So I'll have the form available tomorrow here in the office, anytime between now and next week. If you can swing by and just sign, that'd be great.
Great.
Yeah.
Take care, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Great to see you all again.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Moving on. Approval of the minutes of September 17th, meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none? So moved. Approving of warrant number 15.
A warrant number 15 was given separate to the board packet. Fairly standard month, no real surprises. We're just the Eversource bill, and that's the $3,600 bill, and then the monthly trash service for $1,082. Those are the big ones.
Question. Eversource, has that gone up quite a bit?
Moderately, it's not out of control by any means.
Okay.
It's a little higher than it was.
Okay. Okay.
So again, fairly standard month. It's a total monthly disbursements of $10,761.99.
All right, you need that in the form of a motion.
Yes.
Or is there a motion to accept? Okay, second?
Second.
All right, for warrant number 15, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, so moved.
All right, and I'll send the warrant around to sign.
Okay,
Great.
all right. Management agent report.
Okay, we reviewed the August 2025 financials, and again, those numbers will be updated just as soon as the state approves the budget. Page 21 in your board packet, 21 through 24, is just a summary of the work orders for the month of September. Dave completed 21 work orders for the month, and you can see, the different, types of jobs that he was called on to do. So again, that's roughly consistent with his normal productivity for a month.
Right.
So that's, and this is provided for you folks as just an FYI to show you what different, calls he gets and what different jobs that he's called on to do.
Okay.
On page 25 is just our vacancy report. We have one unit that's vacant. We are anticipating that will be filled shortly. It's been a little bit of time, but we anticipate that it'll be filled shortly. We had to pull a second list on that because we were not able to qualify anybody from the first list. So we're just working through the champ process now on that. Our project update, we have one project about to be starting. It's our exterior siding and trim project. I don't have a kickoff meeting date on that. It's our expectation that we can get this done, hopefully prior to the really cold weather coming in on. I'd like to get it done before the winter. We'll see if we can handle that.
Yep.
And then, just an FYI to the Housing Authority Board, I was contacted by the Affordable Housing Trust Group here in town, and their next meeting is October 22nd, and they've invited me to participate in that meeting. So it's via Zoom, so I'll be able to log on and go to that. So my intention is to go on to that. And again, our goal here in Westport is to evaluate different opportunities and different, possibilities for the expansion of affordable housing. We'll be having a conversation on that. And it'll be also interesting to see how the Housing Trust views a partnership possibly between them and the Housing Authority. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Because I think that, Westport, at least since I've been here, there is a commitment and there's an interest in affordable housing, which is great to see. You don't have that in a lot of communities. There are a lot of communities that, they sort of go through the motions, but at the end of the day, they're not big fans of affordable housing for whatever reason. But I'm happy to say that's not the case in Westport, so we have a lot of support there. And then just again, as an FYI, our next meeting, I have down for Wednesday, November 19th. So put that in your calendars. And that's really all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Number 19?
November 19th.
Oh, I didn't see it written, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Is it, if I may, isn't that awfully close to Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I believe, is the 27th, so this would be the week before Thanksgiving.
That gives those who are cooking a lot of time.
Yes, unless you're gonna start cooking on the 19th
Yeah.
to be ready for the 27th, I think you should be good to come to the meeting.
You know, if you are, you can bring us some cookies and stuff like that, right?
How long do you marinate yours in a brine of spirits? 2 weeks?
She's already started cooking now.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, Westport Affordable Housing meeting, I think it's very strange that they have 3 developments going on in Westport, and one of them is affordable housing, and the houses start at $625,000. That's not affordable. And the income requirement is $89,000.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a house for $625,000? Sorry, it doesn't make sense to me.
But, Mr. Chairman, are you saying that the affordable, that there's a certain amount set aside for affordable, and that's 650, and the rest of them are even more, or that's the bargain price?
That's the bargain price. That's not affordable to me.
Well, in Westport,
It is actually in Westport. In
Okay,
Westport.
okay, but how can you afford a $625,000 home when the income level is $89,000? Doesn't compute.
I hear you loud and clear, and actually where our focus here is on multifamily, and rental units, not home ownership. So we're gonna see where this goes. Hopefully they'll have some insights into how we can move,
I've been here,
multifamily
I think about
forward.
14 years, and I know that Liz, how many times has she brought people from Boston to look at the land behind buildings 3 and 4
Yeah.
to see about, expanding that way?
I've actually painted the land. Been there so many times.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
But
they have an architect also that I've worked with before
And so has Liz.
on different projects.
I
You know,
worked with Leonardi. for
Leonardi,
about
yes,
10
yes,
years.
and I've worked with him on a number of other housing authority type projects, so I've been in regular contact with him.
Yeah.
And, we are committed to, we're not just gonna, kick the can down the road again. We wanna see if something can be done, end of story. If something can be done, we wanna do it. If something can't be done, then I want somebody to tell us something can't be done, but that's our goal.
But I understand the CPA may be interested in seeing if they can help us establish.
Say it again.
It's
The CPC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a CPC committee here in Westport.
CPC, excuse
And
me.
they can, they can fund various improvements
Right.
to the property. But they have a very narrow scope as far as what they can and cannot approve. I have to get with the town and get a list of what, they consider to be appropriate projects,
Okay.
and see if any of those projects we can do here. I say over and over again, and I mean it, that is, as far as public housing is concerned, the infrastructure here at Greenwood Terrace is in very good condition. Are there improvements here and there that can be done? Of course. But, the infrastructure overall is in very solid condition. So anything that the CPC would approve would have to be, along the lines of, of improvement to the property.
Quick question. I'm trying to print the cert page for you. What's the pin for the admin on the computer with the instant printer?
I can find out.
Trying to find you a printer that's actually working. I can send it to
Okay.
save you. I'm trying to get your cert page that you need to sign. I'm trying to get it printed.
Is that the second computer?
It's the one.
In the
first
front?
one. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, folks.
All right.
If you want to take resident comments while I'm doing this.
Okay, is there any comments from the resident?
I'll see if she gets back.
I didn't look at the paper, but I looked online at the paper, and it said something about, I guess the people that are gonna do the painting was on there somewhere, and I didn't hear anything about it.
Well, that's the siding job.
Yeah.
It hasn't been scheduled yet.
Oh.
But it's been
Serious
approved to
side,
do it.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, it's been approved, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, that was
Last month.
at the last meeting, right? And it's for one of the buildings.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, the other question I had, it's not a question, well, it is a question. When Lucia was here, due to shoveling snow around the cars, we mentioned this at another meeting, and I don't know if you can do this, I don't even know how she did it, but she had something to do with the prison coming down, and they're young kids.
Yeah.
One time it was all girls, one time it was all boys, and they shoveled around all the cars. I don't know if you can do that, because it helped tremendously
Okay.
when they came down.
Okay. I can look into that. We have, I know some housing authorities utilize incarcerated people to do cleaning work and things like that. I was not aware that they did so for snow.
Yeah,
The
twice. Did I-
the only issue is with that is, you never know when snow is gonna happen. So if you've scheduled them, for example, to do some cleaning, you can schedule that well in advance. With a snowstorm, you might have a couple of days' notice that you're gonna get a little bit of snow, or a lot of snow. And then when you reach out to them, they might not be available, or they might not be able to turn it over logistically that soon. There's a lot that goes into that when you're sending people out from the prisons.
Yeah, I think they've treated them, you probably know more than I do about that, because you've been here longer, but they treated them with pizza or something in there?
Yeah, they're out here for a day. The way that it usually works is they will get assigned to an area for a day or to part of a day, and then the housing authority buys them lunch. That's how it typically works.
Yeah, they did.
Lori?
When we had them before, they stopped having them come, the prisoners, because they were more interested in the breaks.
The world.
You know what, too, though? That was when Lucia was here.
Yeah.
And I brought that up several times to Lucia, can we have the prisoners come? And she said no. And you know where the prisoners were? Somerset Housing Authority.
Get out of here, really?
I thought the female prisoners did a hell of a better job than the guys.
They did, they did, yes.
So, I mean, there's, you know, there's opportunities, I mean, I can say that I can look into that. You know, the only thing is with the, you know, as I said, snow is, you know, something that, you know, like if I know there's gonna be a snowstorm 2 months from now, I can schedule them, I'll schedule them right now, but we don't have a crystal ball as far as the weather goes. And usually when we get that way, normally we get, you know, maybe 2 or 3 days' notice on a storm event that's coming. And, you know, very often that's not enough time to schedule it. Or they might have other things scheduled on that day or whatever the case may be, so.
And Paul, you must, being from the area where you're from, you must know the sheriff. Or no, Albany.
Yes, Paul Hero, yes, yeah,
He's a good
yeah.
guy.
He is a good guy, and I've dealt with him in the past when he was mayor of Attleboro, and
Right.
now that he's sheriff, he is doing a good job.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we talk about, old business? Nothing under old business?
No.
New business, we talked about that. Commissioners' comments? Any comments?
Commissioners, I have one question under new business. I'm just wondering, for the past couple of months, I've noticed a great deal of wood in someone's vehicle. That isn't being stored anywhere near the buildings, is it?
I believe it is, and I've reached out to the fire department to have them take a look at that.
We don't want any fires like we've had in Fall River.
I agree.
So many fires.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear on that. I don't either.
Any
Thank
other?
you.
Okay. Any other commissioners' comments? Hearing none, we talked about tenant comments.
Yeah, how did that come before that?
Because
Usually it's at the end.
we got off track a little bit.
No worries.
Yeah, no problem. All right, tenant comments, anything else? Nothing from the tenants? Okay, great. All right, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, yeah, all in favor. Okay, so approved, and thank you very much for everybody attending.
Thank you.
Have a great day.